The message speaks, Allured. You may have rejected before, however, not anymore, is the message. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. Okay, so, Allured. You have been allured by something very special that is inside of you. It's a part of you. And you've been hearing the faint call for a long time. Like something trying to get your attention. But there was a time where you may not have known exactly what it was that you were feeling and hearing. And yet you still would think about it at times. It would cross your mind. And you know it had a lot to do with the direction in your life that you would be willing to take. Willing. What is your will? How do you wield your will? What you will to be is. What you will to be will be. Okay? So once you recognize this, actually it's a power, you begin to use it. You kept feeling the pull. You kept feeling it over and over again. You kept feeling the pull. And you would brush it off. There was a point where you would just brush it off. Like, oh, that's nothing. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to do what I was doing. But then it got stronger. It became more fierce within your energy. And I heard the temperature began to rise. To where, at that point, it was just poking at you. Like, hello, you don't see me? I'm right here. You don't see me? You don't feel me? I'm right here. I'm inside of you. Would you listen to me and stop ignoring me? At that point, when you felt that way, you lessened your distractions. I'm hearing you lessened your distractions. There could have been a lot that you were paying attention to that just really took you away from listening to that. I heard that pesky little call inside of you. Something that kept on pulling you. But then finally you say, you know what, let me listen to it. Let me pay attention. Let me just sit and hear what I'm feeling. Let me really take it in and receive it. Because I'm trying to ignore it. But the more time that passes, the more anxious you feel. The more out of order you may have felt. Because you were avoiding your divine alignment, thinking that it wasn't the right thing just because you weren't used to it. It wasn't something that you were used to. So there was a point where you began to get used to hearing what you felt. Now I know that sounds crazy, but it's a spiritual thing. You feel it and then you put words to it. The feeling that you feel, you put words to your feeling. And once you begin to speak those words out into the universe, as you speak, out into the atmosphere, you begin to manifest slowly, even at a time where you didn't realize you were, but you just speaking it out loud is a part of the initiation or initiating the manifestation. The initiation turned into planning. The planning turned into execution. And the execution turned into a closure. You closed it out. Now you see. Now you see. Now you brought the vision out of you. It was a vision at first. It was actually a whisper at first. And the whisper formulated into a thought, an idea. Then you spoke it. That's magical because look at all the transformations. It's beautiful and magical. And this is a representation of the magic that is within you. Because you kept transforming. That was 3 transformations I just mentioned. Right? And you begin to see how important it is for you to activate. I gotta say it like that because I feel like I gotta say it again if I just say it normally because it doesn't do the thing I need it to do if I don't say it like a superhero or something. I gotta say it like that. It feels right, like the right thing to do. So you activated, and let me tell you, you're so beautiful in this state because it's the purest version of you. This is the version of you that is so magnetic. Ooh wee, they're gonna be like, who is that? Can I hear more? What else you gonna say to me? Can I hear more? Can I see it? What you got? You got something else? What you got? What you got cooking? Good looking? Okay. So this creates magnetism, especially if what you brought out of you is signatory. Signatory? I don't use that word often, but it's like signature to you. But hold on, let me do. Yeah. So, especially if it's signature to you, I think I should, because it's you. It came from you. It didn't come from nowhere else because it was poking at you already for a long time. You didn't even say anything to anybody, but you felt it inside of you and you know what was going on. Then you finally said yes, right? And the more you say yes, the better you begin to feel. You like, oh, I like this. I like this. Oh, I like that. Work that back. Oh. Oh. It feels good. Yeah, it does. It feels wonderful and amazing because you are activating something within you that was dormant. It was sleep. That special part of you was sleeping. It was sleeping. And you woke it up. You say, you know what? Let me wake it up. I hear it. I heard you snoring. I heard you snoring, and I heard you occasionally wake up and whisper to me because you said you wanted some water. You said you wanted some water. You know, your throat got dry. You was snoring. You was dry. You needed some moisturization, okay? You needed some liquefaction, okay? For that serenation. So you were serenaded by the highest and purest version of you that was kept sleeping because you was not feeding it at one point. You didn't give it no food, no water. No water? What can live without water? Nothing. Probably something can. I don't know what that would be. But water is a part of life, you know. Water is needed for so many things. Water is needed to stay clean. Water is needed to cook clean. Water is needed to grow crops. If there's a drought, there ain't nothing gonna grow, right? So there was a time where the highest version of you was suffering from a drought because you didn't give it the nourishment that was needed in order for the growth to take place. As soon as you listened and you began to water your higher self, the highest version of you, you begin to pay attention and care for the highest version of yourself. That's when you started seeing a change and you said, thank you, self. Thank you for calling out to me, even though I was not listening to you. My apologies. Now I shall set you free. Okay? So this is you really communicating with the highest version of yourself through your intuition, you know, through your knowing when something doesn't feel right, because in life you could be doing a thing, whatever that is, and it don't feel right. You're like, oh, I don't want to be in this space. It doesn't feel right to me. It's not right. It just, if you feel the friction, you feel like, it's like staticky. The signal's not clear. And that's something that happens a lot in life. You know, when you're growing and you're learning and you're going through deaths and rebirths, the signal don't be clear and you don't know what's about to go down, but you still walk and you still go. I always think about walking into a dark room that you've never been in before and you're looking for the light switch, but you don't know this room. So you don't know where the light switch is. So you feeling up on the wall. You caressing the wall trying to find the light switch. Where's the light? I can't see. Right? But then when you see the light, then things begin to make sense because you can see where you're walking. And in order to find the light, you do have to walk through the darkness. It's necessary. It's a part of the process. It's a part of trusting yourself. So this is the realization you came to. And ever since then, you can't stop. And you can't stop. No, go. Ooh, yeah. Can't stop. Can't stop. That's what it is, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful part of you that you genuinely don't want to stop. You want to keep going because it makes you feel good. It feels right. You know it's right. That feeling that you get when you're on your divine path, that is such a good feeling because you know that you are in alignment with the God in you. We are all a part of God if we take on that identity, if we choose to, because some people, they refuse to. But when you take it on, then you are a replica of that God body energy. You're a replica, so you're going to create just like God creates. Then God created creators, so we're meant to create. And we're not just meant to create and duplicate and mimic what we see. We're meant to create from our soul. What do you have a love for? That's the key. And that's you. That's signature to you. You don't have to worry about competition when you're coming. Listen. Competition where? There is none when you are you. And we're all meant to be in that space. It's just that many people, they miss that opportunity to tap into themselves because they choose not to do the work. But that will never be you because you've done it. And you're still doing it. You're still going. You're still uncovering beautiful aspects of you that you haven't even seen yet. Because this whole life is a journey of learning and death and rebirth. You keep shedding so you can grow. You keep shedding and you grow. And it's going to happen throughout the course of your entire life. And this is why you're so valuable in the spirit realm, because you understand and you set a beautiful example. And it's on different planes as well. The physical, the mental, and the spiritual. And that's also transformational transitions I just heard. So if you deem this message as resonant with you and you see yourself as someone who has been allured by the most beautiful, purest aspect of you, drop it down in the comments below. I declare this is my love. You are your love as well. The purest version of you. You are in love with. Yes. You are in love with the purest version of you because it brings out the best in you and it brings out the authenticity in you. Who can't vibe with that? That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness. Just when I think about it and think about all the beauty that you'll see coming out of people, all the creations, and just being able to admire people for them being able to create from their soul's cry, because they chose to answer, they chose to water their higher self, they chose to nourish their highest self. That's gorgeous. It really is. So yes, drop an 888 down below. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you feel in my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyRose.org. Also, you can join the membership here on YouTube for additional content. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.